So how have you been doing?
Good, yeah. How have you been? I've been home only with my family. I don't even know
Right.
which day of quarantine has it been now.
Yeah, I think that's the story of
Yeah,
almost everyone.
yeah. It's like
So
day I don't
personally,
know.
personally, how much of a life-changing experience has this been for you?
Not life-changing, I would say, because I had actually been constantly shooting. So this was like a much-needed break, to be very honest. But
Right.
yeah, I mean, obviously, we had all never thought we would see something like this in our lives. So
Right.
that way, it is obviously very shocking. Sometimes you have to really, while talking, pinch yourself and be like, is this really happening? Are we really
Right.
going through this? Um,
Right.
whole pandemic happening while, I mean, my parents were like, we've also not seen this in our generation and stuff like that. And
Right.
I think what has happened is we've all started, at least I have started valuing the little things in life, the simple things in life, which, we never pause or stop to think about. So that has
Mm.
happened.
Right. So you have this
What's
enormous
up with you?
following on social media, and I think you'll be utilizing that as well for creating awareness amongst your fans.
Yes, yes, I have.
How important has that been for you?
I mean, yeah, I think this is the time where we can sort of utilize the social media platform in a more
Right.
positive way, in a way which is beyond us and just about our films.
Mm.
Where we can sort of, if I can inspire someone to do something good, to make sure that someone who is taking this very lightly realizes how serious it is,
Right.
then that's the best that I can do at this point. And also, I think, all of us are sort of uh, not prepared for this situation. Many
Mm.
of us have not been taking it very seriously and thinking, कि अरे यार मुझे थोड़ी ना होगा, मुझे नहीं होगा. So we
Exactly.
all have had that thing in our heads. And yeah, I have sort of been talking to my followers, my fans, and sort of trying to urge, that they need to stay at home and they need to
Right.
follow the basic safety rules that the government is laying down. And there is a lockdown for a reason. It's a
Right.
lockdown of a country which has not happened like ever. So,
Mm.
yeah, of course, if I can sort of um, inspire people,
Mm.
um, sort of make them realize the situation, also at times make them smile in this situation,
Yeah, that's very
spread a
important. Yeah,
little bit of positivity. I
absolutely.
think that's all we all need. Sometimes I stumble upon someone's post and it makes me smile, or it makes me feel a bit of hope, and that's all we all need. Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
what is your normal day like?
I don't know. It to be honest, we don't get to know as the days are passing. Sometimes it's so fast and you're like, guzar gaya din? And you're in the next morning. And sometimes it's so slow where you're like, it's not passing. So yeah, it's spending time with my family, uh, sort of a little bit of cooking, which is something that I never used to do, and I hate cooking. So that's something I've started doing a little bit. Reading some scripts that I have on my mail, and I've not gone through them yet. Watching Netflix, binging, sort of watching films that I haven't, I kind of missed on to because I was shooting. So it's
Right.
all of that. Playing Ludo.
In Ludo. Okay, so
Yeah.
which are the shows that you've been watching on Netflix?
So I was watching How to Get Away with Murder, which is actually a very long one. It's got 5 seasons with some 14,
Mm.
15 episodes in every season. I don't know if you have you seen it?
I haven't.
Have you
I'll
seen
see it
it?
now.
No. Okay. So I
I'll
was
see it now.
watching that. Then in the middle, Money Heist came up with their new season, and I had watched all. So I had to go on that and watch it. And then now I'm back to How to Get Away with Murder, about to finish it. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Try and watch Fauda. If you've seen Fauda,
No.
it's a pretty interesting series.
What is it called?
Fauda, Fauda.
Oh, okay. I've not heard of this one. I
It's
will.
on Netflix. It's pretty
I
interesting.
will, I will.
Try and
I also want to
be a,
watch
like maybe
Special Ops. I've
special
heard
ops. I think
so
that is
much.
Bachchan. Yeah.
It's on Hotstar. I've heard so much about it. I really want to watch it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Arjun
All right.
helps me with all the recommendations. So he's given me
Of
very
course.
sweetly, he's given me a list of recommendations on WhatsApp.
Right.
And he really binge watches, so he knows everything.
You responded to that on Twitter as well.
I did respond to that. He says anything, yeah. I mean, what is this big superstar and all? Everybody knows who is the big superstar here. And he kind of jokes around. So I messaged him also later and I was like, what are you saying? Like, so he's like,
Right.
Arey, I'm kidding, yeah. So yeah, my response I already did on Twitter, but and I told him very openly that you say which film and when, and I'm on, which I'm very serious about because
Right.
it's been about 6 years, yeah, since Hirupanti released,
Human.
and we've not worked together since then, which is very strange because our pairing was sort of appreciated, the chemistry was appreciated. So I'm also
Right.
like a little quizzed on the fact that we haven't worked together yet. So let's hope something comes up soon. And I don't have a dates diary, otherwise I would tell him ki le lo. So so
Right. I
I
think
really wish it happens soon because he's someone I have a different kind of a connection with because we've started our journeys together, and I always have this soft corner. I always see him doing even better than before and growing as a person, as an actor, and it just somewhere weirdly makes me proud. So
Mhm.
let's hope things happen soon.
Right. And you guys did a music video together as well.
Yeah, we did. Which happened actually immediately. It was like a
Immediately
Hirupandi
after.
hangover that happened immediately. Yeah. Chal
Right.
wahan jate hain.
But
Yeah.
in a way, I think Tiger is right that I think you are having a very impressive slate of films which are lined up. You've had a fantastic 2019, and you're having Bachchan Pandey. You were acting on you were shooting for Mimi recently, which I think a lot of
Yeah.
people they've been having some great things to say. I think you also maybe said that it's one of your best performances or best films as an actor.
It's the one of the most beautiful scripts I've sort of come across in a long time. For sure.
Right.
Performance वगैरह तो अभी मैं कैसे बोल सकती हूँ? I don't know. I have no idea. अभी तो मैंने I've done it. हो गया है. Now it is up
Mhm.
to the director, up to the audiences to sort of decide how I have performed, and let's see. But
Right.
it's definitely
But
very
you have
special regardless.
right, but you're having a very impressive slate of films lined up. Bachchan Pandey is
Yeah,
there.
thankfully, yeah. Thankfully, there are some interesting films lined up with Mimi, thankfully, which I have completed. I was sort of wondering what if this had happened in the middle of the schedule. And it kind of, the
Mm.
lockdown happened immediately once I came back. So
Mm.
that is something that I have completed. I was about to start this film with Rajkumar Rao, Paresh Rawalji, Dimple Kabadia ma'am, which
Right.
is a comedy. And that's also a really funny, interesting family comedy kind of a film, which we were about to start. And then, of course, there's Bachchan Pandey, which I'm super thrilled about. I'm too
Mm.
excited about that film, and I'm so excited that it's just getting pushed.
Right. So if I spoke to Farhad Samji, and so I asked him so that Kriti Sanon fans they have this apprehension that how significant her role will be because it's an Akshay Kumar vehicle. So he said that I can say it on record that Kriti is having an equal role, and it's much more than two songs, and she's having a very substantial role. So when your director says something like that, so I'm sure that that must be
I
encouraging.
know. I saw this interview of yours where he said she's almost like a parallel hero,
Yes.
which
Yeah.
I was like, and tab tak I had heard a little bit of the script, but not uh,
Mhm.
most of it. So I was also very excited, and I called him up, and I'm like, I'm really excited to know exactly where it shaped up and how it shaped up. And now I can like really say that it is very, very exciting, the role that is there. And also, it's something that I haven't done before and for a while.
Mm.
And it's and even Akshay sir has got a very, very kick-ass role. You
Of
can see
course.
the poster. I
Of course.
say it. He's in a beast mode in the poster, and
Right.
so my character is obviously very away from that, but it's a great combination, and I'm very excited because it's got everything in it. There's comedy, there's action, there's a lot of interesting drama happening. You know, it's a full package film, I would say.
All right. So, Kriti, your fans have been requesting for a few of their questions if they can be possibly answered. What I've done is I've taken questions both on Instagram as well as Twitter, and I've noted
Okay.
them down. So let's take a few interesting ones. So the first one
Hmm.
is Maida Sheikh from San Francisco, USA. I'm 8 years of age and recently saw Dilwale and loved your role. Is Shah Rukh Khan as amazing in real as he is in movies?
You also know this answer. To be to be very
So she's
honest,
an
you know, they
8-year-old.
say that,
She's an 8-year-old.
huh?
She's
She's an
an
8 year
eight-year-old,
old.
maybe.
How
Yeah.
cute, how cute. So usually people say कि अगर आप किसी के fan हो तो उन्हें मत मिलना क्योंकि वो भ्रम जो होता है वो टूट जाता है, you know,
Yeah.
and your heart breaks normally. But he is one person. If you're a fan of Shah Rukh Khan and you meet him, you will become a much bigger fan of his. He is so humble. He is so polite. He's so wise. You know, I used to just want to listen to him talk. And you know, you can spend hours listening to him talk. And chivalry जो आजकल बहुत ही ज़्यादा घूम रही है, मिसिंग है बहुत ज़्यादा, वो इतनी है उनमें. And he's also a very intelligent person. He's also warm. He makes you a friend in like seconds. It was my second film, and I was very nervous when I was going to shoot
Right.
with him for the first time. And I remember that scene was something where I had to scold him in my first scene that I was shooting with him. And I was very nervous, and he could sense that, and he just made me feel really comfortable. And you know, the way he talks also, वो दिल्लीपन है उनमें जो मुझे हमेशा you know, I'm from Delhi and I get attracted to people who have that Delhi-ness in them. And you instantly start feeling comfortable. So that Delhi Punjabi-ness that he has, it just makes him so real, you know. So yeah,
Mm.
he's all heart.
All right. Okay, this is Ruchika Balia from Vancouver. Please ask her how she keeps herself in shape.
Right now, I am not in shape to be very honest because I ended up gaining about 15 kilos for Mimi when I was shooting the film.
Okay.
And yeah, I gained 15 kilos. I have lost about 5 to 6 kilos right now. I think I need to lose a little, 4 more or something at least. So yeah, right now
Okay.
I'm actually not in shape, but otherwise I think I would say that I am blessed with a good metabolism, which is good for me. But otherwise, doing some sort of workout, you know, it can be anything. Like I love dancing, so if I don't feel like working out, I would just play a song and start dancing in my room. Or any sort of mat workout that you can do. The easiest thing these days when you're locked at home is, I would say, walk and talk, which is what I do a lot. You know, when I'm on phone, usually I end up walking a lot while talking on phone, and you don't get to know how much you walked. So I think that is the easiest thing that you can do at this point. And I mean, मैं तो सब खाती हूँ usually. I don't really diet, but when I have to, like in these cases, at night I kind of avoid carbs. So that really helps my body.
Okay, so let's take this is Manosi Biswas. Will Mimi be your best movie till now? Hats off to your dedication. Definitely, people will get to know why you are one of the top future stars of Indian cinema. Huge fan of yours, ma'am. Lots of love and respect for you always, ma'am. So she's
How
asking that will
sweet.
Mimi be your best movie till date?
How
Manosi
sweet.
Biswas. I
Yeah.
think she's one person.
What's this person's name?
Manosi Biswas. I think she's a girl. Or maybe
Manusi.
it's a boy. I think it's a boy.
Don't read that part.
Profile. The profile picture is that of a guy. So I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
But Manusi, whoever you are, thank you so much for such kind words. I think it really makes me very happy and overwhelmed. And now I'm really sort of getting a little nervous because you're expecting a lot from the film and my performance, which is also good. I can just say that it's a film that I have really connected with, and it's a film that is probably the first film that I've done, which is you know, more on me and the lead protagonist Mimi. So of course there's a lot more responsibility, but I've given it my 100%. And now let's see. I really hope you guys connect with Mimi as much as I did.
So I did a live chat with Sai Kamanka recently. She's She's
Oh,
your co-star in Mimi, I believe.
yes, yes, yes.
And she had great things to say about you that she just makes you completely at ease, and she had a great experience working with you. So how was the experience of working with Sai Kumar? She's a star in a very in her own right in a big way, and she has a very
Absolutely,
impressive
yeah. And
personality.
she's a
Yeah.
fantastic actor. I was so happy and blessed to have her as my co-actor in the film.
Right.
And she's a fantastic actor. And I think, and she's playing my really close friend. And my relationship with her character is almost like, she's like this elder sister who's like this best friend, who understands her the most. And for us to show that on screen, it's also very important to bond off screen. And I bonded with her instantly. She's someone who's also very open as a person. And we started chatting about our lives without any filter. And that's what I think got us really, you know, uh, with it, with the chemistry and all. And she's a fantastic actor. So and she's also a very nice human being. So very down to earth, and I've had a great
Yeah, yeah,
time
sure.
working with
Mm.
her.
All right, this is Asli GVK. Did you learn Telugu for your first movie, Nenu Kadani? Did
Ninokarni,
you learn
yeah.
Telugu? Yeah.
No, I didn't. I didn't actually. I did have the time actually also to learn the language, to be honest, because it happened like within a month. Like I auditioned and all, and then we were starting within a month. So I had no time to learn the language. But thankfully, my director Sukumar sir used to say that I've got a good memory and I can memorize well. So I used to really make the first AD sit with me, explain me the meaning of every word of the dialogue. So I knew how to say it in Hindi, and then I knew how to say it in Telugu, where you have to take your pauses. And it can be really tough when you're saying the dialogues in a language that you don't understand. There is no scope of improvisation, obviously, because for me, I don't know what the other person is saying if he's improvising, and because I don't know the language, I can't improvise. But
Sure.
and my character, I remember, was someone who really talks. I played a journalist and someone who really talks. So I had pages of dialogues. And Sukumar sir, who's also the writer, also used to be very overconfident about me, and he used to change the dialogues on set. So I think I might give a little bit of credit to my engineering degree because it really made me learn how to ratta fast. So I used to really mug it up very well. And I think my pronunciation is good in general in languages. So
Yeah.
that helped me a little bit. Yeah.
All right, this is Shweta.off. Which Bollywood movie offer she rejected, and then that movie was hit?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Did you reject any film for whatever reason, and that movie went on to become a hit later?
Uh, no, not really. That hasn't happened. That I rejected a film and that's become a hit. Usually the films that I didn't have a character. When the character doesn't have a big role or whatever. But secondly, I wouldn't talk about the films that I haven't been a part of or I've said no to because I think it's unfair.
Okay, this is Kriti underscore admirer. If you get offers from Hollywood, would you like to do a movie?
Oh, definitely. I think for me, I always feel like language and where you're working doesn't matter. It if I get a great script, if I get a great opportunity, I would definitely want to try it. Though I'm someone who's grown up watching Hindi films, and I actually started watching English films once I decided to become an actor, and I moved to
Oh,
Mumbai. So I've actually, yeah. So there are so many English films that are supposed to be like cult films, and I haven't seen. So there are times when it becomes a bit embarrassing that being an actor, I haven't seen this. But I never used to watch English films when I was in Delhi. So for
right.
most of my life, I've only seen Hindi films because that was how my family was. That was the friend circle I had. So, but now if I get a really cool offer, I would definitely want to try.
All right, this is Dilara in Germany. Dilara from Germany. Which actress
Hmm.
does she look up to? Who is a role model when it comes to acting? Who's the actor that you look up to, and do you have any role model in acting?
I don't think you can have a role model, to be honest, because then you end up start then you end up acting like that person, which shouldn't happen. There has to be some originality, there has to be something of your own that you put in. So it's not like I follow someone, but obviously in Hollywood, Meryl Streep is someone who is brilliant and beyond brilliant. And I've been a fan since I've started watching English films in general. Here I personally feel uh, Priyanka Chopra is someone who I really admire as an artist and also a personality. I think uh,
Okay.
the way she is, the way she conducts herself, the way she speaks, the way she's not really set any boundaries for herself, and she's really conquered all boundaries, I would say. At the age of 17, winning the crown, and then having that, sorry, having that confidence and moving on to conquer Hollywood, and she wanted to sing, so she started singing. So there were no like do's and don'ts, and she followed her path. And sorry, I'm getting a call.
Right.
And also, she's someone who's very, very hardworking, I feel, and very ambitious. And those are traits that I personally admire.
Okay. This is K. Kumartik. Will we ever see her in an action movie? Actually doing the action.
Oh, I would love to. In fact, I have been trying to find, sorry, Faridoon, some unknown number was like constantly calling. What to do? Yeah. So to be honest, I would love to do an action film, and I think it's something that I would be able to carry off also well, probably because of my height and my body type. Um, I enjoyed doing action, little bit of action, whatever I did in Panipat. The sword fighting sequence is one of my favorite parts of the film, and one of the parts where I knew that I was really enjoying it, and it was a little bit of sword fighting. It was not too long, but I realized that it's something that I really have fun with and something that I can do. And if I train, I had not even trained for that properly. So if I train well, I'm sure I will be able to explore a lot more than that. So yeah, if something like a Kill Bill comes my way, or I always love the film of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. And actually, I told
Mhm.
Tiger also once. I was like, I think you and I should do Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I would love to do that with you.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay. This is Kriti. Okay, I already asked her question too. But it's a good question. I'll take it once again. This is Kriti underscore admirer. What is your role in Bachchan Pandey movie?
How can I tell you that right now? It's too soon. It's too soon for me to reveal the role. But I can say that it's something very, very cool. And it's something that I haven't done in a very long time. And also, uh, from what I see, even in terms of styling, it's going to be very different. I have been a part of a lot of films which have been more small town character. But here, for a change, I play someone who's more urban, belongs to Mumbai, and that's all I can say right now.
Okay. This is Sidi Mohammed Jamila 56. Who's her female crush of this generation? Do you have a female crush?
I don't have crushes like that, but every time I see Kareena Kapoor, I'm like, God, she's so pretty. So I think she's someone who I really, really have a girl crush on. I've told her also. And I think everything about her ada, the way she talks, the way she acts, everything about her. It sort of oozes, uh, uh, you know, a star-like quality, I would say.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
This is Wishy film recommendations during lockdown and tips to work on acting, direction, and skin. Any
Oh
recommendations
God,
that
too
you
many
can give
tips.
for
Means
lockdown and tips on acting, diction, and skin?
acting, what diction?
Acting, diction, and skin.
Oh, I don't think I can. I think one and only tip that I would want to give about acting is that firstly, find your own process, find what works for you as an actor. Um, Try and react as much as possible and not preempt and pre-plan things. That's what we sometimes end up doing as actors because we know the dialogue so well that we know what's going to happen. So as much as you would be in the moment and surprise as the character, that'll help. So I think just action reaction is something that I really believe in. Um, Diction, I think just um, speak a lot more in Hindi, I would say, because and to people who know Hindi, because most of the people, sorry to say, in Bombay, the Hindi is a little tuta puta, and I end up sometimes realizing that I'm not talking in the right language, So talk to people who know Hindi very well and try and converse a lot in Hindi, and maybe even read if that helps you, and also try and speak slowly. This is coming from someone who speaks really fast. So this is something that I also try to work on. Um, and skin, I would say, your skin is what you eat, to be honest. So make sure you eat right. Make sure you wash your face well with a mild cleanser. Make sure you're using a sun protect, which I think is very, very important. Even these days, when you're at home, also, it's important to use a sunblock because that is something I swear by completely.
Okay, this is Dilip Kumar fan club, and he's saying, "I like you in 15 kgs plus. Why don't you keep that weight?"
So I have actually gotten this comment a lot. It's really funny that my fans have started calling me Chubby Sanin. It's
Okay, so
too
Kriti
funny,
Sanon,
you know.
Ayushman calls you
Yeah,
Kriti
so
Sanon.
yeah, Ayush calls me pretty Sanin, but the fans have started calling me Chubby Sanin in all their posts. It's really cute. I like the nickname also. And I have gotten this sort of advice by many people, including a lot of my friends, to keep the weight. But I can't keep it in all body parts, unfortunately. Otherwise, I will never be able to do Aao Kabhi Haveli Pe ever in life. So
Okay.
I think I'm going to keep probably 5 kilos out of it. That much I can say.
Okay, so on the same subject, there is another question. Camilla underscore Bollywood. How was your experience of gaining weight in a limited period for Mimi movie?
It was something that actually my whole team thought I will not be able to do because my body type is such that my metabolism is really high, touch wood, and I have never been on a diet, and I actually am someone who eats everything. I'm not a salad person at all. So I anyways used to eat everything like pizza, burger, butter chicken, anything and everything I used to eat. And to gain 15 kilos is a lot. And initial target was actually 10 kilos. But when I gained about 7, we realized that I'm tall and it doesn't show as much. So that's when my director Lakshman sir told me that I think you'll have to gain 15 for it to show on your face and on screen. So I would say it was fun in parts, the experience, because I could really binge on things. I could really eat anything and everything. And I was having puri halwa chana in my breakfast about twice or thrice a week. Yeah, and I was having everything which you would advise yourself not to have. So
Right.
that part was fun. But then there were also times when I was sick of food and I didn't want to eat, and I had to, otherwise I would lose weight because my body is such that if I don't eat, it burns calories on its own, and I had to. And there were times when I was not hungry, and but time ho gaya tha, 2 ghante ho gaye the, so I had to eat something. So if I was not hungry, I would just have a slice of cheese. So it was those bits were not fun. The times when you have to stuff yourself with food when you're not wanting to, that was not fun. And also the fact that I could not work out at all. I was strictly asked not to work out at all, not do any sort of, not even yoga. So I started after like a month, I started feeling very unfit. And simple things like, when you sit down on the floor and when you're getting up, even that was an effort. So I started realizing the importance of fitness when that started happening because my body was not used to that weight suddenly. So
Okay, all right.
from there to even now, it's taken a while for me to mobilize my body. There was like suddenly joints were sort of not used to movement. So yeah, I mean it was a fun process. I really was happy and excited that I could. And also when we saw the result, because I'm playing a surrogate mother, there's a part where I'm supposed to look pregnant, and normally women gain weight when they're pregnant, and everywhere, including their face. So when we saw the result on screen, we all were like really happy, and it made a difference. It made it look a lot more real. But to repeat the process again, I will think twice, because it's not very good for your body, especially because I gained 15 kilos in 2 months when in my life I have not gone beyond a certain weight.
Of course. Okay, Lakshman
Yeah.
Thikker was the director in Luka Chupi, a successful
Yes,
film.
yes, yes,
Not
yes.
merely a successful film, but at the same time, your performance was appreciated, and I think he brought out a certain new side to your personality. He's a writer as well. When you repeat a director who has given you some really impressive results, I'm sure that must be really encouraging, and that must be something to look forward to as well.
Of course, and I think what happens is, because we'd already done a film together, our tuning was very much there. As an actor-director duo, our tuning
Hmm.
was really perfect. We used to we knew what the other person was thinking. We could also openly talk to each other about things that we were feeling in a particular scene. There were so many times when I would go to him in a scene and I would say, "Sir, I think ऐसे करना चाहिए," and he would agree to me with me, and he would ask me to do that. Sometimes I would say I was seeing this scene like this, मैं ऐसे करूँ, and he would say कि no, I think what if you do this, and it would change my perspective. So I think because we knew each other as people, as actors, as him as a director, and we were very open with each other. I think our tuning was very right. We were mostly on the same page. There was no like I am thinking something else and he's thinking something else. It wasn't like that. And yeah, I think the conversations we've had about life, about everything in general, it all adds up, because it sort of brings out this good bond between both of you, where you can sort of extract the best, and I think he could extract the best out of me in this particular film, considering it had so much for me to do, as a graph. And he's such a passionate guy, and his life story is something that I don't know if you know, but you must know. I mean, he was a focus puller at one point. He's
Seriously.
done, yeah, he was a focus puller at one point, and then how he slowly became a cameraman, DOP, and how he turned into a director. And before that, the life that he's seen, it's like he was telling me that I used to sell vada pav at one point.
My goodness.
Like his life story is
That's
so
inspiring.
inspiring. You
That's so
must
inspiring.
have like a separate conversation with
No,
him.
I'll do
It's
that. I'll surely. Now
Yeah,
I'll do it for sure. For sure.
yeah.
Okay, we'll quickly take a few more questions. This is Rakesh Mandal. Hi, Faridoon sir. I'm from Nepal. My question is, when your sister Nupur Sanon is going to debut in Bollywood, and please request her to take my name. So he's requesting if you can take his name. His name is
What's his name?
Rakesh Mandal. Rakesh Mandal from
Rakesh.
Nepal.
Rakesh
Yeah.
Mandal from Nepal. Hi. When I don't know yet, because there's nothing concrete that I can talk about right now, to be honest. Yes, she is excited about it, and yes, she wants to take her own time and not jump on something just because she wants to start, which is an advice that I
Right.
gave, because it's something that I really learned while I was sort of in Mumbai planning to debut and all of that. But right now she's been really happy with the response that Filhal has gotten, and she's
Yeah.
been
Yeah.
really excited with the response that her cover of Filhal also got, because
Yeah.
singing has also been a great passion of hers. And yeah, let's hope, let's see what happens next. Filhal 2 is there for sure, which
Yes.
they
Yes.
still haven't shot. So once the lockdown is over, I think that's going to be the first thing they shoot.
Yes. So, and how's your mother doing?
My mom's good. Why suddenly about my mother?
Huh?
How come you suddenly asked about my mom?
Because my ask was that earlier your mom, Ms. Geeta Sanan, she used to like all the posts that I used to do on Twitter about you. and now she's also started liking for Nupur as well.
Oh, how see, that's a mother, na, yeah. That has to be. She's doing well, and thankfully she's here only with me, in
Okay,
Mumbai.
good.
Otherwise, I would have been
Okay,
really worried if my parents were in Delhi, actually. So,
right.
she's doing well, and all three of us have been cooking one meal these days. So and my dad's enjoying.
Okay, let's quickly take a few more questions. This is Preeti Nishad. Which Bollywood celebs Insta profile do you like the most?
Which Bollywood celeb Insta profile? I really like Ayushman's because of his poetry. I love poetry myself, and
Right.
he's very talented and he writes really well and he writes very often, which is nice. And yeah, so his profile is one that I really look forward to reading or hearing what he's written next.
Okay, so I'll take two more questions. This is Kriti Sanon fan page. It's underscore Kritian. As we all know, Siddharth Malhotra is your good friend. So tell us something interesting about his personality. Would you like to work with him? Well, we would love to see both of you because we have seen that bonding on the red carpet of Hello Hall of Fame's 2018 and in that ad also.
Okay, so to be very honest, he's a friend for sure. And he's a colleague and he's someone who, whenever I meet him, mostly in parties and stuff, I end up chatting with him. But I don't know him so well to tell you something that you don't already know. But yeah, I would definitely want to work with him. He's a fellow Delhiite. And I would definitely want to work with him on something that excites both of us. And I hope it happens soon. I did one ad with him very, very long back. And that time I was
Right.
also too new, I had done literally nothing. I'd done only one film. So let's see, let's hope something happens. And I keep seeing all the edits that uh, there are a lot of Sidriti lovers who keep making these edits,
Okay.
which are damn cute. Yeah.
All right, that's interesting. Okay, this is the last question. This is Anurag Sinha. How much will life change for you after lockdown period ends?
How much will life change? I don't know. I think, yeah, I mean, you start valuing a lot of things a lot more. Um, and I do believe that I'm thankful and blessed that I'm privileged enough to be in the situation where I have a comfortable house, where I have food, where I know there are so many people who don't even have the basics, and
Yeah.
I'm trying to do my bit to help them in whichever way that I can. But yeah, I think you do realize that everything is temporary, and you do realize that you need to sort of stop running and take things slow and not always be in a hurry to just achieve. Also look around. Um, I really, for example, things, small things like, I think it's this lockdown that has made me and my family start having meals together, which is something that we've been doing after a very long time. I don't remember last when we sat on a dining table and had a meal together. And it's happened during this time. So those are little things that you learn and that you sort of make sure that you carry forward. So I will try and carry forward that. Otherwise, I think life's gonna change even after lockdown. It's not gonna be as safe immediately, I'm assuming. So everything's gonna be a little slow, but I think it just tells us that don't take yourself too seriously and for granted, and just take care of yourself, take care of your environment,
Yeah,
and
it's
that's really important. Yeah.
all right. So, Kriti, thank you very much for talking to us on this Sunday afternoon, and all the best wishes
I
for
didn't even remember or realize it's a Sunday. See, that's what's happening. There is no Sunday, Monday now.
so
Yeah.
Sunday, Monday, no time. So, thank you very much, and all the best wishes, and keep on rocking the way you always do, and looking forward to all your films. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Faridoon. It was fun chatting with you as always.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you.